Hello everyone, it's time for another Film Ventures, and this week I've got the Boxtrolls. It's a new film from Laika Studios. And this is one of the movies that I'm excited for this season, because it's Laika. I've enjoyed both their hit films. They only had two, and then one's escaping me. For those who don't know, it's Coraline and Paranorman. And this one's a little different from those two, because those two, they are a little bit similar, done differently, but a little similar in their tone, because they deal with that horror element. And Boxtrolls isn't like that, especially from watching the trailers. You can tell it's not like that at all. So this is kind of different for them. It looks like it looks a little different from the past two films, but then again, both of those films have their own style and look to it, so I can't really say that they actually, you could just say that they all look different. But there's just something that looks zany about Boxtrolls. Just by first look, just like looking at this animation, look at the world that they've created. It just looks zany and over the top. And that might be a good thing. But really, for me, I'm just looking for an entertaining film. And I feel like Laika Studios has to try to irritate me. And maybe they will. I don't know. I have heard things about this movie. I've heard that it's okay. It's just okay. It's not at the level of Coraline or Paranorman. But then again, those are other people, and it's not my opinion. So I can't really say that the movie's just going to be okay. Maybe it won't be for me. Maybe it'll be entertaining. But I won't know until I see the film. Because honestly, right now, as I just said, I'm just looking for an entertaining film. If I can, laugh at this movie and just have a good time, that's all I can ask for. So, with that being said, I am going to go into the theater and review this film. And when I come back, I will give you my first reaction to the Boxtrolls. Okay, I am back from the Boxtrolls, and, did I just see Ben Kingsley have a villain song while in drag? Yeah. Anywho, I liked it. I'll admit, it's not at the level of Paranorman or Coraline. If you're going to compare the three films, then this is not their strongest movie. I think the weakest part of this film was the story, not necessarily the structure of it, not necessarily the concept of the plot, but it's its pacing. It's very quick. It is a very fast movie, which is funny because it's about the same runtime as Coraline, only maybe 4 minutes off, but it moves really quickly, and the moral of the film is okay. It's not a bad moral, but it's not handled well. Okay, I'm a bit torn on this one because it's different. It's a different way of handling this moral of, and to make it a little clearer, it's about, accepting who you are and all that stuff. You've seen it like 100 times in 100 different other movies. But I like the fact that it wasn't your standard story where he's just someone trying to fit in, trying to figure out who he is and stuff like that. But it didn't really have a major impact. That's the other problem. So I'm kind of torn between that moral of this film, the theme into this movie. And again, I goes with the problem of the pacing. And I really, that's my biggest beef with the movie. It's a pretty simple story, but I thought it was fun. I thought it was a really fun, lighthearted story. I love the cast. Isaac Huntington something. Can't remember his last name. For future reference, till I look his name up, I'm going to just call him Bran Stark. He's Bran Stark in Game of Thrones. Pretty simple character. Really, the character you should kind of expect in these kind of films. Really, it's not him who steals the show. I mean, he's good. It's not saying I'm not taking away from him, but there's a lot of characters in the movie who just really steal the spotlight. Ellie Fanning's character is a little underwhelming. She has a point in this movie, but she doesn't have a major character development or anything like that. But She's crazy. She's just crazy. Yeah, you had to watch it to see it. This girl's got problems. But one thing I loved the duo of Nick Frost and Richard Ayoade. They were hilarious. They were the henchmen of Ben Kingsley's character, and they're funny as hell. They are. They have some of the best lines in the film. And you gotta wait to the end because they've got more, and it's just hysterical. I actually like Ben Kingsley in this film too. Ben Kingsley, he was clear listening to his voice performance. He was just having a good time. He was just having a lot of fun with his character. I don't know why Tracy Morgan was in this film. I really don't. And this really isn't anything against the guy. I don't care for him, really, and I don't really care for his work. There's not a whole lot that I've liked him in. And that's not really this problem I'm having in the Boxtrolls. It's just that he's just there, and it's weird. I think he plays a really weird character. Jared Harris is also in this film. He's got some funny moments. But he's also supposed to be... his character, you almost have to wonder, maybe this guy's the villain. Because the whole town seems to be maybe a little more bloodthirsty than the Boxtrolls are portrayed to be. And I also want to give a lot of props to the Boxtrolls and the voice actors. The main two are Steve Bloom and D. Bradley Baker. And I've heard these guys a lot over the years and a lot of their voice performances. And they're great voice actors. And, you know, they really show off their talent in this film, especially when they're speaking gibberish. They're speaking the language of the Boxtrolls throughout the entire film. Well, they got a few words every now and again, but really, you know what they're thinking. You know how they're reacting with just that sound, and I liked it. And Simon Pegg has a very small role in this film too. So yeah, I'm trying to think anything else about the characters. There's also a few other voice actors that they didn't bring up, like Fred Tuscatori is in this, and there's another one. Oh, I forgot his name. The Brain. Brain's in this, so there you go. Let's say that. Not shocking that the animation was great. It really was. And I know, I was like, seeing a bad animated film these days is hard to find. Just a film that's just, you know, poor in its animation quality. It's hard. But in the case of Boxtrolls, and then comparing it to the likes of Coraline and Paranorman, which also is hard because they also have just their own look to them. Now, I think there's just a quality that's changed over the years for Laika. I think there's just a smoother quality in Boxtrolls and its past and with their past other films. But yeah, it just has its own look. I really like the world of the Boxtrolls. I particularly like the little cave of the Boxtrolls. I thought that looked so inventive, and it almost felt like a set you would see on stage. I liked it. I really did. But yeah, just great animation. I liked the use. There's some lighting parts I liked. I liked when they had just saw the eyes of the Boxtrolls. That was great. I think this Laika's production has gotten smoother. And really, it's not anything against their previous films. It's just that you can tell that they're evolving, and I like that. So, when it comes down to the Boxtrolls, it's not the best animated film out there when it comes to story quality. It's not Laika's best film, but it's still a fun movie. There's plenty of laughs you can get out of it. It's got a witty humor. It's a crazy looking world. It's got great animation, and it's just a fun time. Especially if you've got families. I think this would be a fun movie to see this summer weekend. I don't know what year we're in. What season is it? Somebody tell me. Anyways, but I recommend seeing it, especially if you're a fan of Laika Studios and if you're a fan of animated movies. I say give it a chance. Don't expect it to be like the quality of, say, Frozen or in this case Paranorman or Coraline. Just enjoy it for what it is. It's a fun film. I just say just give it a chance. So that's the film venture on the Boxtrolls. Trying to remember what movie I just watched. Next week I've got Gone Girl. So that's what's going to be happening next time on Film Ventures.